But no, broad marketing. So these are some strategies that you can use today, right now, to do deals. Number one over there, bandit. So broad marketing. So you got tactical marketing, you got broad. Broad is you're reaching everybody. You're just throwing or casting a wide net to try to catch something. When you think about billboards, when you ride down the interstate, everybody that goes down the interstate, thousands of people every day, they see that. That's broad marketing and advertising. They don't know who needs their service. They don't know who's, got hit by a car and needs a lawyer, but they put the sign up there. One of the ones you ride all across Alabama, you're going to see Alexander Shannara on the billboard. Across the Gulf Coast, all down through here. But that's, billboards, bandit signs. Great example, bandit sign. I told my coaching clients last year, like, hey, this is a strategy I'm about to do. We'll buy 100 bandit signs. We're going to see how many deals we get. We bought bandit signs, like $425 to buy the 100 signs in the States, put them out. We got a fire-damaged house. Guy called us, and there's a whole strategy. Put them out on, make first, code enforcement right there. Make sure that your municipality, what's the rules with bandit signs and where you can put them, where you can place them. One of the strategies we do, we'll put them out on a Friday, and then they'll at least be up for 3 days. And then just depending on what the city is and the laws, like you can, and I pay somebody. I found somebody on Craigslist, put them out, and then you can pay people to pick them back up. At Sunday night. Where's that when it's during the week and code enforcement? Because you guys don't work on the weekend, do you? Oh, don't do this in Memphis. But that's the thing. You got to know municipality and the rules, and then you want to be a law-abiding citizen as well. So know the rules and know what you can do for marketing on the weekends, and you don't want to be just stapling them all on the light poles and all that stuff, just crazy. But we got a deal from a bandit sign. Guy called in, had a firehouse, and we bought the house $70K. I paid like $12,000 to gut it, take it down to the studs, do some remediation and all that, and then we put it on the market and we wholetailed it. And we put it on the market. We bought it for $70K, and I think we put it on the market for $100, and we ended up selling like a little bit less than that. And it was just an investor, because I was like, I'm not doing ground up construction and all that with the permitting and all that. Like, no, boom. But I know if I buy it 70 and I clear it out, that the ARV is going to be close to 200. I know somebody will buy it, and I still left enough meat on the bone for them to make money. And that's what it's all about. But you got to know deals and deal structure. But all that deal came from was $400 of spending to buy those 100 bandit signs, to be able to do that transaction. And you buy it, we closed on it, cleaned it out, then we put it back on the market. And that's all in a matter of like 60 days. T-shirts, hats, business cards, flyers, TV, just handing out, people, you never know who you're going to walk by and just see. It was like, oh, you were investing in real estate. I had a guy yesterday, I was getting on the plane flying back from Fort Myers last night in Atlanta connecting. And the guy's like, man, that's a nice suit you got on. I was like, cool, thank you. And then we just started talking. He's like, oh, you're in real estate. And because he heard I was on the phone having a meeting with our property manager for the apartment in Montgomery, and we just having our Friday meetings, like, hey, catching up on what we're doing to marketing and leasing. And he heard my conversation, and I was like, hey, yeah, we do real estate, and been doing this, and then gave him my business card. And he was like, but you never know who you know by wearing a T-shirt, by wearing a hat, by handing out business card, networking, talking to people that may be interested in selling your house. Like, man, I just inherited a house, and we don't know what to do with it. The house we're selling right now in D.C., my church that I used to go to when I was there in like 13 to 17, they had a reverse mortgage on the property. They didn't even know that mom had a reverse mortgage on the house. She went to the nursing home, and I learned this with a reverse mortgage, that once the owner leaves the property, whether they're still alive or not, that the clock starts, that they're taking their house, they want their money back with a reverse mortgage. And so they had a limited amount of time they had to move, and the family was talking. He's like, man, I don't know how we're going to sell it. We got to clean it out and stuff. He's like, man, we probably need to talk to a real estate investor. He's like, I know a guy. And I was like, hey, yep. He's like, Zillow says it's worth like $275. I was like, yeah. I'm looking at the comps like 450 to 5, a little bit over 500. And he's like, I tell you what, we ain't got to do no hassle, just close, give me $290 for it. I was like, cool. The market's changing, it's getting winter time. I'm like, but we can do $290. We did $290, cleaned it out, and I was looking. DC regulation, man, y'all know the government, they don't be playing. The permitting takes time, the inspections take time. I work for the government, so I already know what time it is. And I'm like, I don't have a team in place in DC, so I'm like, okay, we're going to just wholesale it, we're going to clear it out, and we're going to put it back on the market. So we put it back on the market for $350, and we got offered for $360. And so we're going to be closing beginning of February. But it's like, you got to have the knowledge and the information, and I didn't even pay for that. I don't even do deals up there in my market, but the relationship, like, hey, I know you're an investor. Y'all been posting, you got your business stuff. Can you help us? I'm like, yeah, I can help you. You can help people anywhere. But the more you exposure, the more marketing you're doing, broad marketing, just talking about what it is that you do, it just, opportunity is going to come to you to help you achieve and manifest whatever it is that you want in your dreaming. Because guess what? If you say you can do it, you're right. And if you say you can't do it, you're right. So at the end of the day, broad marketing, pay-per-click, Facebook, Instagram, auctions, driving for dollars, just driving looking for weeds in the yard, old newspapers, leaves, tree limbs on top of the house, letters stuck in the doorway, letters taped to the front door, whether it's foreclosure, code enforcement, or anything that's up there as a sign. You know, mail flooding out the mailbox, or you can see newspaper having mail, or you can see an old car in the driveway and his leaves still underneath it, or on top of it. The car hadn't moved. When you drive at night, no lights on. All those are signs of, hey, this is a vacant property. And so now go pull your tax record, find out who owns this property, send them a certified mail so somebody has to sign for it. You know they got to open and get it. And let them know, hey, I saw this property. Are you thinking about entering or selling? There's some other stuff you can go in there. But it's different ways and that you can contact these people and to get in touch with them. A cool one, like, you know, a lot of people do with apartments is like one guy, because, you know, apartments, your list is a whole lot smaller than single family homes. They send certified mail. They put a Rubik's Cube in there, and it's like, hey, let's figure this out together. And, you know, you stand out from everybody else. Who else is sending a Rubik's Cube to somebody, you know, and saying with a little catchy marketing? But that's marketing and advertising. That's a cool way to separate yourself from everybody else that's coming in. So that's broad marketing. There's ways you can do it. You can write a book, ringless voicemail, text messaging. There's ways you can leverage technology to reach a lot of people faster. Whereas that direct mail has right now less than a 1% response rate. So you got to send a lot of mails. There's people that send 10, 20,000 mailers a month or more, a month to read, because it's just a numbers game. You put in so much and eventually you're going to get so many responses. But starting out, you may not have a budget where you can send, you know, 10,000 mail pieces for 30 cents a piece. That's $3,000 a month. You know, so you may not even have the infrastructure to even answer that many phone calls, returns and stuff. So as you grow, you can grow into your marketing, you can scale up, you can leverage text messaging. Right now, my primary marketing source is cold calling and text message blasts. I have a VA in the Philippines that works 40 hours a week for me that does nothing but text message blasts and cold calling. And when they talk to somebody that's interested in selling, they send a message to my acquisition manager, who's a realtor who works strictly off commission in Panama City, and she calls the homeowner, sets the appointment, goes, walks it, she sends me the pictures, and lets me know what her thoughts are about the budget that I've trained her on. Hey, look for these things, this is what it costs, and she knows the market. Like, okay, we'll offer them this, and then she makes the offer, gets it under contract, sends it to the title company, gets my contractors in there to refine the budget, get everything set up, we close, and then the contractors go in and fix it, and she's listed, sells it, and she's my eyes and ears like, yep, they fixed this, they need to go back and redo this before you pay them, and X, Y, Z. It's like, okay, cool. And I do that for 14 hours away. But you have to build a system in place to be able to do that. And so having the marketing that leads to all this being said is that a lot of this didn't have to follow you. You can put teams and you can put people in place to make you successful and leverage them, or you can leverage technology. Whereas that now, instead of sending one text message at a time, you can send 1,000 by just pressing one button. And so just knowing the systems out there and being able, what you can leverage to manage people across the world to help you in your business and help you build your portfolio is the way to do it.